Hello. We're back, we're here. This is awkward. It's been a while. It's been a long while. It's fucking been shit. I brought my laptop because I like when things like this come up, I want to be able to just research. youtube.com/shoulditmatter. 6 years ago was the last time I uploaded a video, which is fucking wild. 6 years ago means I was 25. It's fucking wild, like absolutely wild. I was looking through videos and I came across old vlogs and I was like, fuck, I wish that I would have recorded the last fucking 5 years of my life because they were fucking insane. And I stopped vlogging. And so I realized I was also really sad watching the shit that I had uploaded, just because a lot of it was really, there were moments where I was like, shit, like that was shitty. And so, but it was really cool to see the growth of where I was 6 years ago to where I'm at now. So I was like, shit, like you're constantly evolving, and how cool would it be for me to have footage of like this part of my life? Because I don't know if people have said this when I was in my 20s, but 30s really are like your best fucking years in my opinion. They're probably the scariest too, because you're like, I'm 31 now, right? And so now like there's so much around like figuring my life out and like getting my shit together, or getting married, or having kids, or like going back to school. Like there's things that like, this is what you do in your 30s. And so while it's challenging, it's also so much fun, because you actually like, if you did the work in your 20s, then like in your 30s you get to start loving yourself and like prioritizing yourself and setting boundaries for yourself, and just like learning how to be the best version of yourself, or the version of yourself that is it's in its truest form. And so I thought, yeah, why not document it? And so I went camping. It was a very beautiful experience, and I took my camera and I like captured some really beautiful shots, but I was like, I feel like I need to like do like a little time stamp of like where we're at right now, or what happened in the last 5 years. I was on a walk and I just started writing down like some of the things that I want to talk about that I think are gonna make me coming back make more sense. Like let's say because I always talked about how these are more for me than for anybody else. Like yeah, I put them on YouTube so it's public, but I don't imagine anybody's gonna see this other than myself. Like I'm talking to future Diana. So girl, let me tell you bitch, what the fuck's been going on, because you got divorced. Yeah. And it's weird because I'm pretty sure he has access to this account, or like he knows this account, because he was like one of my, like, I've got 62 subscribers, like, you know, but I'm pretty sure Jesse was one of them. So I think he is gonna see this, and I think that's partly why like the people that I have subscribed are gonna see this, maybe. I don't know, I really have no idea what's gonna happen with these. But you got a divorce from Jesse. I don't think it's fair to talk about what happened between us, just because I actually think we might have different perspectives over how things ended and why they ended, and how the relationship was. And so it's unfair because it's not just my story to tell. And I think in my head and with my friends and with my family, I definitely painted a picture of everything. I don't know if I want to put that out in public. So yeah, Jesse and I got a divorce. Fuck, I forget, but I'm pretty sure like the 27, 28 age range. It was amicable. We don't talk anymore, but yeah, I mean, I don't wish anything bad to him. I hope that he finds what he's looking for. And yeah, I just like hope that he's happy. I think it's important to just call it out, because it kind of was the beginning of like just a cycling of events. So like I left our apartment with my cats. So Penelope's still here. Beep, beep. She's in the room sleeping. She's a whole vibe. We're besties. I moved in with my parents right after I moved out of living with Jesse and Zach. I had actually enrolled in school because when Jesse and I started dating, I stopped really like putting attention to school. And so then when our marriage was falling apart, I felt like I needed something more. Like I wanted something, so I was looking for something. And so I decided to go back to school, and I was gonna do a psychology major. So I moved back in with my parents, and I was like, fuck it, like I'm still gonna do that, and I'm gonna continue to work. I think I work 3 days a week. Wait, no, I think in the last time I filmed, I was still working in the emergency department, and so then I left that and I moved over to a pediatric hospital and became a cultural navigator. So I was doing that and school. So I got into a program at UW, and I just decided to do that full-time and decided to do work part-time. And in the middle of it, I transitioned from working in the ER to working as a cultural navigator. I went fucking wild, bro. Like I was like single and like not down for anything for like a year, like very anti-men. But then like I fucking went crazy, girl. Shit. After I finished with my program at UW, I decided to move out and live on my own. I got an apartment in Seattle, and I did that and then worked full-time, and that was really cool. But then I broke up with my boyfriend, my ex, and it actually ended up being really great because it ended up being just like a year of me like reconnecting with myself and like my goals in life and like my culture. Like that's been a huge thing, like a big difference from like the last time I vlogged to now, is that like I don't want to say that I was ashamed of being Mexican, but I definitely you'll see, like you see in some of the vlogs that like, I mean, I was surrounded by white people and spoke like them and acted like them and did the things that they did, right? Like watch Sunday football and bruh. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just not what I want to be doing on a Sunday. That's a big difference, that I'm very into like Mexican events and like community, and like I love going out dancing. Like that's a big thing that I'm like, I really embraced in the last few years. I actually got another job, so now I'm working at a research institute. Like things that I like, I feel like when I was married, like these weren't things that I thought I could ever achieve. I'm really proud of myself in some aspects, and like now I'm in a wonderful, loving relationship, and I like it's so good. It's fucking wild. I don't know, I just feel like I'm now in a place of really a lot of greatness, actually, because even just a year ago, I think I told my friend Alyssa, like, girl, I don't ever see, because she left her job, we met in the ER, and she left her job here to go to Indiana. She was over there for like a year, and I remember like at some point in that year that she was just like, she like took a sabbatical essentially. I was like, I'll never be able to do that. And she's like, you absolutely will. Like just start saving money, and like at the right time it will happen. And like I think that time is now. So I'm actually planning to travel for a little bit, which is something I never thought I would be able to like say that I could do. I'm gonna document all of this because I think it's really cool to see my growth. I don't know, maybe we're a generation that's fucking obsessed with watching our lives unfold, but I do really, because I just feel like I'm a really like melancholy type of person. Like I love emotions and being sad, like talking about sadness and like that kind of shit. Like I don't know why, but I like it. I like watching these videos sometimes because I think, I don't know, it's just cool. That's kind of all that's been happening. Oh, and right now, so when I kind of decided like, okay, I'm gonna get this new job, I'm gonna work for a year, and then I'm gonna travel, I decided to downsize, and so I moved in with a friend. And so I live with a friend that I met at a dance class, actually, and things are going really great, and she actually has plans to travel too. If I like really vlog consistently, which I really hope I do, you'll see Janine in some of these vlogs. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that like big that happened. Low and Shadow down. They were put down. I don't know why that made me so sad. The other day I was thinking about them actually. I was like, man, will anybody remember Lobo and Shadow after we die? And I don't, like, you know? Made me sad. So I graduated from UW with a bachelor's in community psych. I also took, I think it was society, ethics, and human behavior. That were my 2 majors, and I think my minor was in health studies or something like that. I did all of that because when I had decided when I was still married that I wanted to go back to school, one of the jobs that I thought I could do with my degree was to be a counselor or a psychologist. Graduated with that bachelor's so that I could then continue on and get my master's in counseling. Now I don't know if I want to do that. Having a lot of realizations about what's important for me and for my future and for my life, and like what really matters in the end, and how do I want to spend my days. And I mean, I feel like I make really good money now, like money that me 5 years ago was not making, or even like thought she was close to making. And like here I am living the life I always wanted to live, and yet I'm not happy. Drop that big one. It's funny because I was watching an old video actually, and I talked about like depression, and like I talked about it very nonchalantly, like my depression's been bad or whatever. I didn't know I was depressed back then, but that's exactly what was happening. I'm a little depressed right now. I think this happens in your 30s. Like you realize, like you take a step back and you're like, is this how I want to spend my days? Like, yeah, I make good money, but I don't enjoy my job. It keeps me from like traveling, or I am so tired at the end of my shift that I don't want to hang out with friends. Like things that I'm like, you know, this isn't the quality of life that I wanted to have, but it does follow all of the things. Oh yeah, I got a fucking huge expensive car. I got a fucking 4Runner. I love it. She's so fucking beautiful. She's so fucking expensive. So like, do I want to be in this little rat race, or do I just like not give a fuck what I do for work? I continue to do like jobs, like work at a fucking cafe, who fucking knows? And I get to explore and like learn things that I want to learn on my own time. I practically am a therapist to my friends and family, so like, I don't know, I feel like I don't need to do it with a master's in counseling, right? And yet I want to make money. All of these things are important to me, and I'm trying to figure out what's the most important, I guess. My boyfriend's gonna come with me to some of my travel, which is really exciting. I am hoping that this trip, this like, because I'm thinking about just like traveling across Mexico. I want to go to Japan, and I kind of want to go to South America. I'm going to go to Peru again. I also want to go to Italy. Like, fuck, I don't even know. I'm going to grow a lot spiritually and also emotionally, because I really want to be able to focus on things that I haven't been able to focus on because I've been so busy studying or going to work or whatever is happening in my life. After Jessie and I separated, I started seeing a therapist, and she does EMDR type of therapy. So yeah, I can definitely talk about EMDR another time, but EMDR was like a really cool experience for me, and it like set a foundation for like how to heal parts of myself that were very broken and needed healing before I could love myself and take care of myself and prioritize, you know, all the things, right? So like therapy was wonderful for me. I feel like I just like so much has gone on like recently that I feel like I can't even like I have no time for myself. I have no time to do anything, and like sometimes I I tell my boyfriend, I'm like, you see, like I haven't done anything. Like this is the first time I'm like relaxing and it's 9 p.m. Like what is this life? I just want to rest for a bit, and I'm curious to see how rest is gonna allow me to be more creative or be more like emotionally attached. I feel like I've been very detached and like disassociative because this is all happening way too fast and I'm like very overwhelmed. I want to see what happens. Like I want to see how different I've become. Like the other day I wanted to dance, like it was the day that I was like feeling really relaxed, and I remember just like at the end of the day wanting to dance and feeling really like flirty and happy, and like I just thought to myself like my partner hasn't even seen the best version of myself because we met last summer, and he'll also be in the vlogs. He's gonna do a video with me, like a relationships video, so you guys know our story a little bit. But I wanted to tell my partner, you haven't even seen like the best version of me. Like she's here when she's not stressed, but this job stresses the fuck out of her. So yeah, I just don't think people are getting the best version of me. I just rest and like reset and hopefully have a better understanding of what I want to do. Because if it's school, like bring it on. Like school doesn't scare me. What scares me is going to school for a degree that I eventually will not like and be, God damn it, thousands of dollars in debt doing a job that I don't like. So yeah, I have to think about what I want to do. So that's gonna happen, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to vlog a lot of it. I think as I continue to record, things are gonna come up. I envision that there will be times where I want to like just say a story, you know, and so that might happen, but I think this is all that needs to be said for now, especially because it's my first time coming back to the vlog and I was scared. Well, not scared, but like I don't know, there was something that was like holding me back from just like doing it, because I think I know that once I do this video, like I'm gonna expect myself to vlog more, and that's a fucking commitment, bitch. But it's fun. I actually really enjoyed making videos and like coming up with questions. I love asking questions. That's the thing. Maybe I need to, anyway, just constantly thinking about things I want to do with my life, because I love asking questions. And so I feel like I'm gonna be interviewing friends or capturing things with friends, and it's gonna be fun because I have like a completely different friend group. This friend group I got right now, like, this fucking dope and great people, funny people, Latinos, lots of fucking Latinos and Latinas. And it's just like it's a fucking different, I mean, I'm also just a different person. And I think you got, like, the videos are gonna capture just how free and like open-minded that I've become. I want to say become, because I think that the church really, and like being married and living with my parents were things that really kept me or molded me into like a person that I really wasn't at my core. And like now that I'm, you know, living on my own, paying my own bills, doing my own shit, living my own life, I'm like able to be that version of myself that's always been there, right? So that's pretty cool. But anyway, I think this is plenty. Hopefully I just upload this and set the green light. Y'all won't even believe my life. Right now, after I'm done recording this, I'm just gonna go relax for a bit because I'm gonna go over to my friend Ryan's house and we're gonna record for our podcast. This is my life. What the fuck? Things I never thought I would do. But yeah, so that's it. I'm done. I'm back.